The only way we're going to break cycle of perpetual um, idolatry and usury and its abuse, from the Great Wall of China to the pyramids of Giza to all the industrialized murder kill zones throughout the world that are causing global warming and causing our very vital and our very fragile but are very strong and beautiful polar ice caps to go through distress that it's causing all this extreme weather and stuff. It's obvious. I'm not making this stuff up. It's just understanding biology and ecology and that they're related. And you have to be intelligent. You have to look at your life, and you have to reduce your movements to necessity and not aggressive desires of delusions of grandeur through a projection of ego. And this has been a problem among human beings for many millennia, right? And we're aware of this, right? You don't need to build big buildings to go get together with a bunch of psychotic morons and do shit like this on TV. Okay. To get together in large groups and discuss insanity through human invention that's destructive to the truth of human creation. Okay, that's something you have to come to terms with. You are a threat to the species and the planet and the solar system itself, which is strong, but because little Pluto strong, the way that big vat of acid absorbs rocks and stuff like that to maintain its orbit around the sun, to help maintain balance for our beautiful solar system, right? So Pluto's doing its job in the best, and it years and years and years, of this absorbing and this thing and hitting and being part of the offensive line with the big guys out there, and it has an adaptation to help. And Pluto's doing its part. Why don't you do yours? Why don't you understand what's necessary to keep this young woman alive and make sure that you love her as much as you say you love your family? And if you don't love your family as much as you love I'll do anything, and stop moving food products wrapped in plastic in a box that cause global warming and put her life at risk. Okay? Don't you think that what's needed for life and the gift of life that provides life to that little cute face is beautiful? We don't have babies if she doesn't have what we need to obey the natural laws provided by the infinite essence for us to eternally love one another and holy covenants. Doesn't that movement, doesn't that express anything to you? Don't you want to sit there and grab her little face and tell her, I love you, and I want to make sure that the children through men loving women are eternally protected by my faith and my courage? Don't you want that for me? I've been thinking, right? I know I'm only Shelley's winter love. She only seems to need me now and then. Prayer, the last refuge of a scoundrel. Boy, Matt Groening nailed that, didn't he? Hell to the bus driver man, right? So, help me help her. Help me help her. Can you do this for us? Okay? There's the women's priced differently. There's the spirit of the reflection of Eve, and here's the spirit of the reflection of Adam. And look what the devil and Satan do to us, watching each other through prison windows, through extortion, exploitation, idolatry, usury. You've had these linguistics to comprehend and understand right from wrong and good from bad and truth from lie. And yet we're still doing this shit. Okay, that man's supposed to love her the way I love her and love kids the way I love kids. He's not supposed to talk about philanthropy, idolatry, and usury as if it was a gift from God, and neither is she. But he's a transmitter and she's a receiver. He's a transmitter. What's he saying? I'll bet you $10 to get a blowjob at a low-cost whorehouse that he's not talking about the Lord's Prayer. Any of those guys. Yelling and screaming and screaming and yelling and yelling and screaming. And all the people sitting there watching and listening and listening and yelling and screaming and thinking they're saying something profound, something intelligent, something that is more intelligent than, hey, human invention is not the truth of creation. And if human invention puts all truth of creation at risk, then we don't need it. That's not what you're saying. You're not saying that. It's all about you. You're like the kids at the trial in Texas with the kid named after the professional basketball player that stabbed the other kid that was tribal, secular, and insular in the chest because he was, quote, afraid of him. But then there was evidence saying he was sending threatening messages to the white kid that got stabbed's girlfriend, right? So the confrontation was desired by the one that stabbed the other kid in the chest, right? Which is why the defense attorney didn't want that allowed in there, because he didn't want premeditation put into the young black man's case and then thus be facing the death penalty. So he was doing him a favor by getting him 35 years in indoctrination because, hey, if Parsons is revealed to the world tomorrow, that kid's not incarcerated and institutionalized, but he has to live with the fact that he doesn't believe in me and he murdered another person because he wanted to, because he got in a dick measuring contest with him. And he hated the kid because the kid was more attractive than him. And the other kid hated the black kid because they think they're so bad, because they think they're so big as dickish and so jockey and so good. Well, what if I got a bigger dick than him and I'm faster than him? Well, genetic engineering, how is that going to work? It's not. Okay? If you notice, when you get your goddamn EA Sports fucking video games, when they stopped making them, okay, the football game from 12 to 13 and 14 radically changed, okay? Your recruiting database has 6'4", blazing, wicked fast, white cornerbacks, okay? And they had a plan through genetic engineering to get there within one generation, okay? So that Metcalf kid is that recruiting database on EA Sports NCAA football 2013. Genetic engineering. If you'd been in the Republic, we would have identified you sooner. Trying to turn all these little cocky, racist assholes into unicorns like me. Okay, I was forced up north by jealous assholes that wanted their phallic symbol to be the gods of the earth and the sky because they were so sexy, athletic, and amazing and could kill everybody, you know. And then geeks had to find ways to do shit like this to manage and control the populace to gain sexual access to women they couldn't get through athletic contests. I ain't afraid of you, massa. Okay, Sally Hemings. Okay. I'm a deist. And blacks seem to have no aptitude for music and or dance, right? Let's fall in love. Why don't we fall in love? He sure didn't see Ella coming, did he? She sounds white. No, she sounds beautiful. She sounds absolutely beautiful, right? Holy cow. Okay. Wynton Marsalis and Thelonious Monk, so no aptitude for music at all either. And dance? Dance. Black people and dance, you know. There's not very many black people in the world that are very good dancers, according to the man that drafted the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence and all that stuff. He saw that the property that he owned through the Bill of Rights and the Declaration as not having an aptitude for music and or dance. Okay. Da 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 dum 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 da 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 bum 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 na 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 ba na 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 Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Right? Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Boom ba boom 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 ba boom 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 ba boom 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 ba boom 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 ba boom ba na 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 ba na 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 boom 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 boom. Stop that! You have no aptitude for music and or dance. The next pro, yeah. This gentleman is in a very precarious position, not just physically for his own existence, but genetically for his own sequencing. Okay, he's in over his head. Okay, he didn't watch the Today Show with all these assholes inventing robots to run and put on a comedy show with it, or and outrun Usain Bolt, a robot that can outrun Usain Bolt. It's like, that's not real hard to do. No, you just have to make sure that the balance is right, and the gearing and the whatever and stuff, and the propulsion is significantly efficient to run as fast as Earl, or even faster. Yeah, that's definitely tangible with robotics. To run faster than me. Yeah, okay, definitely tangible. You just have to. You just get Elon Musk and his fellow home invasion manipulation with linguistics and invention perverts to try to gain sexual access to my Natalie, and they'll get it done. 100 yards in 8 seconds, 100 meters. Yeah, they can get it done. Oh, just put the right asshole in charge of the plan. They'll get the plan into Stan and hop on the bus, Gus. Drop off the key, Lee, and set yourself free. 50 ways to leave your lover. Right, so, but the thing is, these people in Japan and in China doing this shit, how is that helping us stop Mr. Anthony from stabbing Mr. Metcalf in the chest at the track meet? If they're not at the track meet, they're going to do it at a teen takeover. They're going to do it at the mall, or there's no more mall. They're going to do it at the Chevy by the levee. They're going to do it somewhere. They're going to go drag race. They're going to go put a keg in the back of a pickup truck and have the sheriff's deputy department chase them up, all down up the river and all up behind a mountain and up where Pat Garrett got shot, right? I know, because my sister did it all the time, and they took me one time with, Paul and Frank took me, and I was like, and we got, Frank was designated driver, and I had to help Paul, puke all the way home, and Costa made fun of him. Sounds like you're doing a Torah chant for, about to go kamikaze yourself. Because he had the dry heaves, he had puked it all out, and he's still puking. I'm holding the door open and holding Paul so he's not falling out and killing himself. And I'm trying not to crack up because I'm like, God dang it, Acosta, that shit is funny. He's funny. And then there was the whole, when we went cruising through, we were all in the front of Frank's pickup truck. And Frank's brother was sitting next to Frank. And me and Paul was sitting next to the door, and I was sitting next to Frank's brother. And Paul sits there and looks at me and he goes, shh. I go, what? He goes, duck down. I go, what? Duck down. He pulls me, sits there before we get right pulling into Sonic, we duck down, right? And everybody's looking at him and laughing and smiling. They go, what's so fucking funny? What's so fucking funny? And Frank looks and he sits there and he goes, you two faggots, get up. And me and Paul are laughing, no. And so he grabs his brother's head and shoves it down, which made everybody at Sonic just die laughing, okay? Because he grabs his head and shoves it down. It was so funny. Damn you, Ponce. And they're like, what? It looked even worse when he grabbed his brother and threw him down, towards his waist. Why did they call you BJ? Lost is a child's first thought. I must have arms to hold me. Lost without love and care. I must have my fair share. Justice is a lady. Lay me down with justice in a long white gown. When you do what you need to do, and you're not doing things that lawmakers, okay, human Nietzsche's agree to be exceptional and not be held back by the mediocre, right? You destroy the ecosystem, you destroy families, and you destroy all hope of faithful love overcoming the world. You know, the little guy in the Meta commercial. You know, my grandpa and my dad, you know, going into those mines and dying in those mines from all that horrible stuff in there. Now I'm breaking the cycle. I'll be doing this kind of shit, but doing it above ground and taking all the stuff from the people that die in the mines, getting us the stuff to do my job, so I can feel like I'm breaking the cycle and feel proud. So people in exploited CIA-operated third world countries can die in the mine, and you could build a data center to make sure that they don't have data centers, but they still have mines. Bury us both deep and maybe we'll find peace. And pulling the trigger, she fell across the dead cowboy's chest. Out in El Paso, whenever the wind blows, if you're in the wind, you'll hear it. When a woman is crying, it's not the wind sighing. Old timers tell you Felina's calling for him. You'll hear them laughing and you'll hear them talking, and you'll look, but there's no one around. Don't be alarmed there, it's really no harm there. It's only the young cowboy showing the Felina the pound. After that, we're going to go visit the woman that wails at the wells at the dam, looking for her children that died in the river, right? You remember that? Remember the story that Sonny and Jeff told about the guy walking side by side of him in the cornfields that were coming up, and you couldn't hear him move? And yes, and he was ghostly white. You know, all the ghost stories they used to tell in New Mexico when you were growing up as a kid. Yeah. Out through the back door of roses I ran, out where the horses were tied. I caught a good one, it looked like it could run up on its back, and away I did ride, just as fast as I could, from the West Texas town of El Paso up to the Badlands in New Mexico, where they make them better. What are they making better? Why do we still have Elephant Butte? Okay. Why isn't that river wide enough for us to all come and farm it the natural way? And for people to live up on the heights, not getting uranium in South Africa, while the people in the boondocks and the bottoms die from all the disease and the poisoning, to keep the factory going. And bury us both deep and maybe we'll find peace. And pulling the trigger, she fell across the dead. But yeah, her old world was brighter, and deep down inside her, an uncontrolled beating, her young heart just wouldn't be still. As she flirted one night, it started a gunfight, and after the smoke cleared away, on the floor lay a man. Okay. Now I got 35 years in a penitentiary in Texas to think over my biological and psychological conditioning of tribalism, and out through the back door I tried to run, but they didn't let me. He's not going to be like his famous namesake. Did it go in? It's mellow. All right, go orange. Orange. The damn light is orange. Win one for the state of New York, right? What does it really matter? Okay, who wins the last basketball game of the year? Who wins the last football game of the year? We're all still accepting usury and idolatry as kindness with money, right? Which is sin. It's missing the mark. It's not like Hood. It's not like Job. It's not like Jonah. It's not like Earl, the man that was taken to Cochise County by the U.S. government after his wife was having online affairs with known terrorists and Al-Qaeda members. So she could send him money to kill people in Jerusalem that kill people in Palestine over money, right? So yeah, I my leg hurts today talking to that young man, trying to save people like Mateen's family because there's collateral damage. Because when they send in a drone or from Mr. Lucky into those things, the guys like Mateen hide in the back of schools where there's little girls and little boys. But Halliburton still don't care if an Arab baby dies sucking on a mama's teat. But I'm the Messiah. And not people that recite books written down by mass murderers. Right? I'm the Messiah. And I can't correct quantum computing if I lie about my existence and I lie about what I was born to do. And if I lie about how I did it, how I'm doing it, and how I'm still going to have to do it today and tomorrow if necessary, right? I'm focused on winning this year's race. Why are you running? Don't you think the Japanese and the Chinese have already gotten to having robots that run faster than Usain Bolt? Still can't run faster than Earl at Mayfield High School in 1982. Was it 82? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I was 16. Yeah, it was 82. Because when I was dating Tara, I was 15 going on 16. So that was 81. Comets don't take no jive. Comets are cool. Comets don't take no jive. Gonna stomp all over you. When I was at, Larry Bird, they talk about his trash talking and all that stuff. When I talked that mess, Talon Sweets and Kevin Simmons, when they were on the bench, let me go guard that white boy, coach. I was like, your star can't check me. You can't guard me, And y'all sisters that don't like you because you're an asshole to her, because she's associated with you, she wants to come out the stands and help you guard me, but y'all can't guard me. And I was laughing. And Bonita was a cheerleader for East at that game. So, she was laughing. Bonita Winfrey. This guy talks shit really good. Boy, he really knows how to work the room. Yeah, he's better than Richard Pryor. Can't guard me. His sister that told us, and she's over there laughing. You see why Debbie Davis came up to me and talked to me at the. Not only is he cute, he's funny, and he sure knows how to work the room. He must listen to lots of Richard Pryor. I do. Mr. Cunningham, Richard had lots of Richard Pryor records. Yes, he did. Thanks for asking. Old Bill Pennington, you got a bigger cack than John Shaft on TV, Earl. You got to let everybody know you don't take no shit. And, you ain't here to be, you ain't here to be pushed around. You don't take no shit. Static, don't start none, won't be none, right? I invented soul. I'm the king of soul. Jump back, kiss myself. You funny. I know. So, I have to radically make sure the world is a different place overnight. Okay. And, like I was talking to that young couple at Walmart, not everything will be put in big, colorful packaging to try to attack our attention to our favorite colors to buy, buy this, and turn it into a food product and store it in shelves. When we store it in the future, oh, look, it's the girl who reminded me of Rocky. Miss Brazil, yeah. Sure, she puts me through PTSD. She reminds me of my girlfriend in college. Yeah. And then, when I told her that day, I said, why didn't you say this 6 months ago? I wouldn't be in the military. We had a second chance at having a baby, and I'd wake up every morning next to you and go to bed every night, next to you. But that didn't happen. And our son most likely was plugged into a computer, didn't shut down because he's very much like his mom, kind of stubborn. And he had to listen to us talk on Facebook and listen to Dad be truthful about stuff again all those years afterwards, and Mom still telling herself lies about what her family did and how her family acted. And Dad was supposed to be from the racist, evil, blue-eyed, some of them have green-eyed deviled people, and Mom was supposed to be from God's chosen people, according to all the racist rhetoric, right? Babylon is falling, it was foolish to build it on the stand, right? So everyone knows that the devil is the one that has all the money and kills everybody over the money, right? Hey, Michael, I'd not get that contract with Nike, and I wouldn't put in for stock, whatever things, okay, Charles? Just helping you out, brother, just helping you out. Better than Zakir Noak. Yes, I am. Thank you very much. But in places where we store it, like in King Solomon's Israel or Muhammad's Mecca, we'll have what's expiring and what you need to go and get to eat first. You're not going to have freedom to choose. Okay, it's not going to be a food product. It's food. And here's what you're going to have to get in and prepare for your family to prepare meals now, because this is what's going bad and we don't want to waste it, and people need to eat and we love them. Care, share, give in accordance, need, built to last. Okay, you're going to be living in Solomon's Israel and Muhammad's Mecca. Okay, not Joseph Stalin's hell. Okay, Stalingrad. Do you understand? Okay, so don't fuck with me. Don't Istanbul fuck with me. Don't Constantinople fuck with me. Okay? I don't fuck. Okay? You come in here to fuck, okay, and I'm going to kick the fuck out of you. Okay? AI has the capacity to access all the information in the world and be like Harry Potter with the Malfoys. I'll decide which ones are, the right type to hang out with, right? All you cloners with your elder wands and your cloaks of invisibility through the Patriot Act and the Supreme Court making laws, right? You better understand what the fuck is happening, because I don't fucking play. When I say I want things done, I expect them done. I don't expect a bunch of assholes to be building levees around Fargo and dams above Denver. Okay? I expect them to build me a basketball barn and some adobe houses in the Gila, so I can wake up next to a woman that looks like that and she can say, I'm sorry my family lied to you and I accepted that lie. And I say, it's okay, Rocky. It's fun to have breakfast with you. Cake cut up, cantaloupe, and strawberries. Isn't she cute? She's my snuggy buggy wuggy wuggy snuggy buggy wug. Yeah. So I deserve to look at my Rocky. I don't deserve to look at politicians who act like I don't exist and write and sell books to feel influential and powerful when they're full of shit, right? Everybody's on vacation. Now we can get real work done. You're going to have a vacation from philanthropy. And if you don't like that and you can't handle that, bury us both deep and maybe we'll find peace. And pulling the trigger, she fell across the dead cowboy's chest, right? Inside he was hurting from all of her flirting, but that was her nature and that was the way that she lived, right? Why was she flirting? Because men would make fools of themselves at the thought of romance, right? They would buy her nice clothes and all that stuff and everything like that, but she needed to go to El Paso, where a town had the much brighter grow. Okay? The bigger the fuck for the buck, the bigger the rewards, right? Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I've got to be a part of it. I don't have to. The Manhattan Project, which had us all continuing the fuck for the buck, happens here. I'm in the epicenter of the dragon, the very bowels of hell. Game of Thrones, fuck you. And fuck you too, and screw you, Britney, right? This ain't Mars, bitch. This isn't a sci-fi mindfucker's imagination, okay? Stephen King don't live here, okay? Cujo, okay, Carrie? Okay, Shawshank Redemption, okay, Green Mile? Okay, Earl is alive and well in Las Cruces, New Mexico, just north of a village called San Ysidro, 0.06 miles. Okay, turn off the paved road past Martinez's trailer before you get to the Chavez's place, right? At the end of the road heading towards the lateral, right? It's an underground lateral to a ditch, to an irrigation ditch. You can hear the diesel pump running. People get ready. There is no train. Okay. If you need to move the train, do it. If you don't need to move it, what the fuck are you doing, boy? Okay. If it needs to move, and when it moves, make sure it has a monorail tube with electromagnetic rails. Okay. So it's not producing any kind of toxins that cause sickness to people near the railroad tracks if they decide to live there to have access to it. And it won't be railroad tracks, it'll be a monorail tube, so they can come up and help you get the stuff out and help. And how you doing? Good. I know every engineer on every train, all of their children's, all of their names. It ain't gonna be real like that. You'll probably have it'll be robotically and whatever done, okay, for safety measures, especially when we're moving just products, okay? When we're moving people, we'll have people in there making sure everything's functioning right and that the rate of speed is at a more safe manner, so you're getting there quickly, just not as quickly as you'd move products. Okay? Greenspan's an idiot, and I'll tell you why. Okay? Don't ever debate about money in front of me on TV. Okay? ABC This Week, do you understand? Okay? Truth isn't up for debate. Okay, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the light and the way. Not unto the perfect commands of the Father to protect us from our own invention, except unto me, because I don't see anybody else on your devices doing it for the children. Do you? Do you see it? Do you see these people? Are they protecting the children from the lies of philanthropy with the truth of the commands of the Lord? Do you see anybody else doing it? Because if you see somebody else doing it, I will walk up to them and say, thank you for being the Messiah. The children would not be safe without your sacrifice, your strength, your courage, and your love. Okay? And that's what I will say to them. Okay? You gracious good shepherd, I honor you and I praise you eternally. You are like Muhammad. You are like Jesus. You are like Haile Selassie. You are like Datiro Suzuki. You are like Judah Krishnamurti. You are like Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. I praise you eternally. I praise your name. I praise the stories that told of your life before you were born. And I praise the example that live after your body is no longer walking among us, angels that live in the kingdom of heaven because of your courage, your faith, and your love, right? Okay, stop doing this shit on TV. Stop doing this shit on TV. Stop doing this shit on TV. Okay, this is child abuse and it's wrong. Okay? You need to stand up for the truth of a living Messiah. His courage and his kindness and his faith will pull us through. All right? The children and the flowers, their best hope is the religion of Earl to save us from the science that denies the religion of Earl. If you don't believe that, I don't care. I've taken over quantum computing globally, and I'm not going to ease up until we're using it to share the applied physics of the courage and the faith and the kindness and the perfection of the commands of the Messiah immediately. All right? Hey, it's Sunday. It's my day of rest. So I'm working on rest because it's good for us. Yeah. If you don't rest, you can't work. And if you don't work, you die. All right? Love you.